This is for the, yes, yeah, for these.
You okay?
You wearing your hair? You let me grow out?
Actually,
You are,
That's
okay.
She ready for that hot nice weather.
we'll do that after we
County of my sir with big balls. If I had,
insert that one.
You know what?
Right, Corday?
I didn't hear nothing, let's just say.
I'm just the Indian in the tribe.
Good afternoon, everyone. This meeting will come to order. It is to be noted in the book of minutes that the required 48-hour notice was mailed to the office of the town, the Trentonian, and the city of the clerk of the city of Trenton, as well as posted in the main entrance of the authority, 875 New Willow Street, in accordance with the New Jersey Open Public Meeting Law. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gentry.
Here.
Commissioner Green.
Here.
Commissioner Lopez.
Here.
Commissioner Raines.
Here.
Commissioner State.
Here.
Commissioner Walker.
Here.
Chairwoman Weldon Gordon.
Here. At this time, can I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Green.
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez.
Yes.
Commissioner Raines.
Yes.
Commissioner State.
Yes.
Commissioner Walker.
Yes.
Chairwoman Weldon Gordon.
Yes. At this time, can I have a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Let's go.
Madam Chair, we're coming back after the,
We are coming back, and the purpose for this executive session is for personnel matters.
thank you.
How are you?
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone.
If it's okay with the commissioners and if Director Garrett could attend with us, I think it'd be helpful.
Of course, he's the secretary of the board. Should have been in all the meetings. talked with the chair,
We can't do that.
and we're canceling the rest of the day's meeting. April Fool.
Would they delete them?
You'll be announced how that works out.
Ken will tell you guys, I have no sense.
For everybody's benefit, we went to executive session to discuss personnel matters. There will be a walk-up agenda, or a walk-up resolution, I apologize, after the resolution 2516 will be 2517. So instead of moving to number 5, which is the executive director appointment, we will be dealing with that in resolution 2517. So I would suggest that we then move immediately to the approval of the regular meeting minutes for the meeting held on March 12, 2025, and report to the secretary of the resolution. Does everybody understand that? You okay?
Yeah.
At this time, can I have an approval for the regular meeting minutes held March 12, 2025?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
Just one. At the end, there was, during commissioner comments, a question about a specific issue, but in the minutes, it just says that the question was answered, but it didn't provide insight. I don't think a verbatim answer is necessary, but it doesn't really provide what the answer was. I'm trying to remember the question, because I remember the answer, but I'm forgetting the question, so I can just pull that up real quick. It was a simple one. Oh, the evaluation committees, right? So from my understanding, the answer was evaluation committees change based off of what the topic is, and that the appointments of those committee members is usually done by the executive director. That was essentially the answer, but it's just not in the minutes. And so it just says it was answered, and that's it.
Okay.
So I guess.
We'll make the correction, I'll make the
Yeah.
correction.
Okay, thank you. And then I guess maybe moving forward, if we could try to have that as a standard for the minutes as well.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Rain,
Aye.
Commissioner Staton,
Yes.
Commissioner Walker,
Yes.
Chairwoman Weldon Gordon.
Yes.
And we will write to resolution 2516.
Good afternoon again, commissioners. All right, this is resolution 2516. This resolution authorizes the approval for disbursements for March in the amount of $1,194,631.92, split between the general fund of $778,746.32 and the capital fund of $415,885.60. It is recommended that the Board of Commissioners adopt the resolution approving the disbursements for the month of March.
Can I have a motion to adopt resolution 25-16?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gentry.
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Rain,
Yes.
Commissioner Staton,
Yes.
Commissioner Walker,
Yes.
Chairwoman Weldon Gordon.
Yes.
Next, resolution 2517, it's a walk-up item. It was actually satisfied with the notice of item 5, which is now being converted to a resolution. I will read it. It's a fairly brief resolution. Whereas the Housing Authority of the City of Trenton is required pursuant to NJSA 40A:20A:12A-1 to employ an executive director. And whereas the Trenton Housing Authority will enter into a contract with Clifford Godfrey to serve as the executive director in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 40A:12A-18 small a, commencing May 1st, 2025, after having conducted a search for an executive director, following the announcement in February of the resignation of current executive director Jelani Garrett, effective May 1st, 2025, and that therefore be it resolved that the governing body of the authority does hereby resolve and agree to enter into a one-year contract per the applicable statutes of Clifford Godfrey through April 30, 2026. That's the resolution, so we need a motion to approve that resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions?
I have just one correction on it. I announced in January.
I didn't know if I know that we can change that.
Yeah, I just want the record.
Because I know, I wasn't sure if we actually accepted the announcement from, I know you notified the commission, but whether it was done publicly, so, but we can change that, so. Actually, that was the only thing I was wrestling with, so, okay, we'll change that.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gentry,
Yes.
Commissioner Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Raines.
Yes.
Commissioner Staton,
Yes.
Commissioner Walker,
Yes.
Chairwoman Weldon Gordon.
Yes. At this time, we have public session. Is there a sign-up sheet?
You guys have a sign.
Good afternoon, how are you today?
Fine, yourself?
Can you please state your name, your residence?
James Coleman, Josephson Apartments. And we would just like to, thank the Housing Authority for fixing a couple of the requests that we have. So now we do have sufficient lighting in the community room. We also do have now 2 working elevators, so we thank y'all for that. And we just, there's a couple of other things that I wanted to bring up, like the continuously smoking on the property, which shouldn't be, but they continue to do it. Not only does some of the residents do it, but also some of the guards and employees do it. So, and it's like, I shouldn't have to walk outside, and be hit with this, especially if it's supposed to be a smoke-free environment. And that's about all I have for now.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Ms. Lund?
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Anisha Munn. I'm a resident at the Lincoln Homes location. I moved in there August 2020. First thing I want to say is I want to give a big shout out to one of your staff here, Miss Andrea. I had some issues that was going on with my ledger, and she did go above and beyond to make sure that those things were taken care of accurately. And that is a very big thing. I do know from experience how things can be forgot about or pushed to the side if tenants aren't adamant about it, but she definitely went above and beyond to make sure that that was taken care of.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Other than that, I don't have anything to say other than thank you for what you guys are doing. And just a small, I guess, suggestion, question. I'm not sure which category it will fall into, but the location that I live at, we do have a laundry room, a laundry facility. And I'm not sure if the cleaners are contracted or, if they have their own company or whatever it is, but they do come around and they clean the laundry room and the stairwells in each of the buildings over there. I had a small thought when I first moved over there because I'm a single parent to a special needs child, so my availability to work is very limited. And one of the things that I thought about is maybe Housing Authority could hire a tenant or 2 for that job, and I do think that would, just change the dynamic of what is going on and what can be going on within Trenton Housing Authority. Giving someone the opportunity for employment, even part-time, is something very empowering, and I'm sure case workers or other staff here know of particular tenants. Maybe they have mental struggles or physical disabilities, or maybe they're in somewhat of a situation where they don't have the availability to work 5 hours a day or 40 hours a day for a part-time job. So that's all, just a, small suggestion about the laundry room. And I'm not sure about other Trenton Housing Authority locations, as that's the one that I live in, but it is a thought. And I know that that can help build up the feeling of ownership. Even though we are renters, it still would, I believe it would absolutely would make a big difference. And I do see some familiar faces around here. I'm not sure if any or everybody knows about Trenton Community Street Team, but I am also part of Trenton Community Street Team. We do a lot of great things in the area, including safe passage for the local school students. We attend at the pantry over here in the Dolly Holmes Gymnasium to be extra hands, and a bunch of other things. But that's it. Thank you for holding your time for me. Thank you.
Virginia Marshall.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
First I want to say to Mr. Garrett, we're going to miss you, but I'm still going to be team player. We keep our journey going to everything that, we plan, we set out to do, and hopefully you come back to visit us. Don't be a stranger just because you're leaving. I'm just saying. And congratulations to Mr. Godfrey. We got a lot of work to do, but we're gonna keep going. Yeah, we're gonna get it. So, everybody, thank you for listening to the residents, getting stuff accomplished, and if we continue to work together, we can complete our goals. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's everyone on the list. Is there anybody else? That's it.
At this time, we have commissioner comments. We're gonna start with Mr. Raines first.
Oh, wonderful.
I figured you were like that.
I don't. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I wasn't able to make the last board meeting, but the meeting prior to that was when we learned of Director Garrett's, or board secretary, leaving. And everybody had great things to say. It was noticed that I didn't say anything because I was surprised. But I had time to think about my relationship with Jelani, and I like to put it on the record now. Jelani and I have come a long way. When he first became the ED, I was chairman of the board. We had to work closely. But things that really to strike out to me, I like to do talking points. The first one is professionalism. You've always carried yourself in a highly professional manner, which also professionalized not only your staff, but the board also. And I always admired that about you. Secondly, you were a very steady hand. You came in at a time of tumult, of great consternation on the board and in the authority, and you smoothed out the waters. And by you smoothing out the waters, our relationship grew, because we needed each other to do what we had to do, along with some able board members. The one thing that always struck me about you, in your conduct of the meetings, in your job running the authority, you've always been diligent and fair. In government, it's hard to have a good team. You recruited an excellent team, from your deputy, through your director of redevelopment, to your community relations people, to finance. We always had a strong finance department, but Squire Tibbs stepped right in there and did well also. And even your housing managers, your director of maintenance, and if I miss somebody, charge it to my head, not my heart, but you've done good development with your team, and you're leaving them in a real good spot. Lastly, I want to give you your flowers because you've earned them, and I wanted it on the record. And it's with a heavy heart. We were there from the beginning, and what I'm most proud of is how our professional relationship grew. And it was to the benefit of not only this board, but also the authority. So, doors always open, and
Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate you.
I hope we get the chance to really use your expertise, you know. We know your accomplishments, we know, you know, what you did, you know. I mean, I can't sit in the meeting or I can't see Dan Benson without him telling me how much of a gem we have over here, you know. And Brian, you said the same thing before, you know. So those are, you know, so I just wanted you to know that, and I wanted it for the record.
Appreciate that, yeah, appreciate
And my one last thing, Fran, the county is proud to partner with the Trenton Housing Authority again for our summer youth job connection.
I did see the email yesterday. I have to.
Well, they told me. So Terrence, you're gonna get your assistant back this summer. We've been partners for like 7
years.
7 years, yeah, all 7 years of the program. And the Housing Authority stepped up when others did not want to. You know, we have about 40 employers now. When we first started, the housing was 1 to 10. And they worked with us, they were flexible, and they dealt with a lot of challenges, you know. We got stories, right, Terrence? But I'm proud of that. And speaking for my boss, Director Eddie Roberts Jr., he's really looking forward to continuing the partnership with you, Cliff.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have, Madam Chairman.
Thank you so
Chairwoman.
much. Commissioner.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jelani, thank you. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I appreciate your service and I commend you for having an awesome team. I call y'all the big three for some reason, because when I met you three, I was just, you remind me of Lil Wayne, and you was Drake, and you was and, no, seriously. I had to make I gotta finish. Because Lil Wayne don't have to rap no more.
Oh.
He just sent Drake and Nicki Minaj, and they take all accolades, and they're better than him.
You guys will never forget.
He created, and Jelani, that's not no shade to you, but he created a team that was better than him. And whenever I look at y'all, I'm like, this is like the Young Money housing version. They realize who they like. They're phenomenal. So, Cliff, I look forward to working with you. Christy, you as well, as always. And thank you for your service. And let's go.
Commissioner Gentry.
I'm in total shock right now. I'm trying to get rid of you.
That's why
I'm
crying.
And for those of us who's not up on Little Wayne and Drake situation,
I'm trying to teach you something. Come on.
I'll stay where I'm at. But I have to say, this is the last meeting. We're gonna see Jelani sitting over there. I can't say I'm sorry to see you go, and I'm saying that in a nice way, because I understand the idea that sometimes we get opportunities that we have to step up to. And one thing about leaders is that they build leaders. And sometimes we just have to turn over the mantle to somebody else and not just feel like if it wasn't for us, nothing like happened. You know, and with that, you know, I'm happy for you. I really am. I'm so happy for you that hopefully one day we're in an endeavor together. But Cliff, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for the authority, because like John said, I mean, you built a hell of a team here.
Yep.
All your key people are strong.
Very.
And as I watch them, they work together in a strong manner. And you did something that I never thought you'd be able to do, and that's how you replaced, well, it's Commissioner Walker now. Because goodness gracious, she had like, what, 100 jobs? And the biggest one was taking them darts that kept coming after her. But, you know, I'm just glad to be a part, you know, and basically that's what I have to say. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to you, Cliff, and the book as well. That's my comments.
Commissioner Lopez.
Lil Wayne.
I just want to express my congratulations to the new executive director, and you know, I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to seeing your vision, right? You're picking up a torch, but you're also going to be be having your own ideas and your own vision, your own execution to these things. And so I'm excited to see that happen and to work with you. And to our outgoing executive director, it's been a pleasure and honor to work by your side. I think to Commissioner Rain's points, you have had a professionalism, a diligence, and a fairness about you that is evident for people meeting you even the first time. And so it's been great working with you and learning from you. And I wish you best on your new endeavors.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So Delani, I'll say the same as I said before. I worked here for several years under several EDs, and you were one of the best. When it came to the characterization that John just gave, you really did all of that. I just appreciate what you saw in me, how you developed me, and how I learned under you. And I really am sorry to see you go. However, you did create a team. Clifford and Christy. And I'll say to you, Christy, that I was so glad that you had the confidence that you could have moved this authority ahead as the ED. And I believe that you could have. However, Clifford, you had a lot of experience right under the ED, and I think that's really going to take us far. And I think the two of you working together, all of you working together, we're going to get where we need to go by the end of the year and then forward. I know that this team is about the residents, which is what I've always been, and I think that it's not just the job and being the ED or whatever. It really is about the residents getting what they require as residents. That's it. Congratulations, Cliff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I want to say thank you to Mr. Coleman and Ms. Munn and Ms. Martin for coming up and speaking, especially Ms. Munn with your innovative ideas for maintenance in your building. I think that's wonderful. And you said it would promote a home ownership kind of thing. You know, I'm looking to see us build a new culture overall for the authority, and it does start with ownership. And that's a great idea. I hope that that's something that we can implement if it can be done. Mr. Coleman, you were talking about the smoking. It just so happened I had a smoking policy right here that I was going to talk to Madam Chair about. Hard to enforce, unfortunately, and everybody suffers, right? Everybody suffers from that. I know I had mentioned if there could be some sort of sanction for smokers, almost to the point where they could lose their leases, and I guess it's something that could happen, but I think if people know that there's a real threat to their placement, their housing placement, maybe that would help. You have to have a bigger bark, more bite for folks to adhere to the policies, because it is important, and it's a health issue. It really is a health issue, not to mention being a nuisance. So thanks for bringing that to our attention. Ms. Martin, it was good to see you this morning. Are you doing good with the
CPAC?
yeah, look for CPAC?
Yeah.
You find that useful to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very informational, very helpful to take back to the residents. And then there's other organizations that are there to be able to help
Give you
with the
some
residents,
resources.
resources, so yeah.
Good, good. The only other comments I wanted to make was for the Miss Grant. If you have, Miss Grant, you're doing fabulous things, not only the things that you do for the authority, but also what you do with your Play It Forward. I'm always like an hour late getting to the giveaway. But I think it's a wonderful thing that you do as well as the food pantry. Is it possible to get a calendar of events from you? Do you have that?
As far as the Amazon is concerned, that's like a pop-up.
No. That
Absolutely.
and the kids' activities as well.
Oh, yeah.
Is there a calendar of events? Is it on the website or?
There's not a calendar event. There's an overall calendar that we have, a monthly calendar.
Okay,
with
activities.
everything that's on that. I mean, I think the director used to send it, if I'm correct, Kaya, used to send it to the commissioners. last year.
No,
But I can.
could you please?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cause
That details everything that's going on.
that I would like to see. And then this is for, the board's consideration.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that, I know we are, gonna go into hiatus in a couple of months. But I'm hoping that when we come back, in September, I know we're gonna implement a few new things, and a couple of things I'd like to see added to the agenda, and I'm certainly asking for my colleagues' consideration, is that, every meeting we, review a policy. Every meeting, one or two policies, so that we get familiar with them as a group, and a good understanding of it as a group. I think it's, sometimes, when you get, documents like that, interpretation is very key. And it's important that if, as a unit, we all speak about it consistently, one band, one sound. So let's see what these policies are, and I just think that's a good idea for us to do that. The other thing I wanted to see us do is have board education. Board education is just a moment where we go over something that we didn't know procedurally through the authority. I want us to get better with operations. And I think, you know, a segment where we just have someone come up and speak to us about what they do or how they do it or how that procedure is done. I think it will build the board, and it will help us perform better with our governance work. Okay. Lastly, Mr. Garrett, Mr. Godfrey, and Ms. Huck. I echo everything everyone has said. You really do have a dream team. And it is because of your leadership that you're able to have these leaders. I'm very confident. I have no reservation with regards to Mr. Godfrey's ability to lead the authority. And I have all that confidence because I know Ms. Huff will be right there with you. I've known Christy a very, very long time, along with the three of you, and I have seen her evolve, and she is powerhouse. She is powerhouse, and we're glad to have you home, still home with us. And Mr. Godfrey, I know that we kind of talk the same language. You don't say a whole lot, neither do I. A lot of it's in my eyes. And so that's
don't need to be said.
so that's a good thing. You know, we're all here for the same reason. Everybody wants to see the authority thrive. Everybody wants to see the residents happy and satisfied in the housing that we provide. So we're just gonna keep on. We're not gonna miss a beat. You know, the board is here to help and to aid as we can, and Jelani, wherever you go, whatever you do, hopefully you're going to take a little bit of a break before you start doing anything else. You know, you can always come back here and see us, but you really have done a great job. I watched you from afar while I was on council, and I can just say, I mean, not on council, when I was in the clerk's office, and I just was amazed at how, like you said, you are being professional. You had a lot of things. You were in a hot seat quite a few days, and you always came through really well. But it was your vision for the housing authority that just took off. And look what we get ready to get over there June 1, right? Yeah. It's going to be a fine thing. And look at Turner's Point. I mean, some good things have really happened. So just hold on. You know, there'll be good days and bad days. But I am telling you, we are on the right side of this. So thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
My thoughts are all over the place today. But first of all, I want to say congratulations, Mr. Godfrey. But I would like you to stand at the podium here for me, because I want to put you on the spot.
Get started.
Jump right into it.
Right. That is only because I have confidence in you, and I'm quite sure that you would do a great job. To Mr. Garrett, we are truly going to miss you. I saw something in you when we first met, and I interviewed you, and I appreciate everything that you did for us, you know, and making this fabulous team here that you have. So, I also want to say, I'm kind of like proud of myself. In our narrow book, all the pictures that I take at the conference is in this narrow book, you know. So, I'm always happy to see smiling faces because it doesn't take a lot to smile because we all got issues going on. So, I'm thankful for that. So, Mr. Godfrey, the reason why I asked you to come to the podium, because my colleague, Ms. Dayton, said at our last meeting that every board meeting that we have, she want to go away with something new. So, just tell us something that we don't know.
That's going to be very hard to cover those grounds of which you don't know.
It's all right,
But
just start with anything.
I will try to provide some insight on our funding deficits that we will be faced with. You know, in June of this year, we'll receive our next set of funding projections for 2026. So at this point in time, we have a deficit that we're trying to address, and we will be looking at how, you know, we stabilize the agency from different components of operational overspend. So our overspend right now is heavy in our maintenance department. And so we would like to come up with different strategic ways and how we can negotiate different vending contracts, how we can negotiate some of our product purchasing contracts to see how do we reposition ourselves as a purchasing powerhouse. You know, we have to understand that this agency does have a lot of purchasing power, and so we have to reposition ourselves so we are better suited to purchase products. So that's something that you will hear on the next coming months, that, you know, we don't have the funding available to continue to hire new staff or to continue to turn over units in a crazy fashion. We have to be more efficient. So that's something off the cuff that I can provide.
Thank you so much, I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
At this time, can I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved.
All those in favor?
Madam Chair, before you adjourn, just a quick reminder to everybody about that mandatory training, Lead the Way, it's due at the end of the month. Everybody know? Anybody done?
You have, what, 3 weeks, right? 3 weeks from
Yeah,
today.
3 more weeks, and it really is about 4 hours.
You have any blank copies?
Yeah.
Of what? But yeah, it takes a minute, yeah. It's 4 hours, easy.
To chime in on that, as you guys go through, on the HUD site, it shows progression. Even if it's like 10% progression, anything that you could share with us will help so we can keep updating our recovery plan.
Okay.
So it doesn't, you know, if it's at 5%, it's okay, but we just need to show that we're progressing in the right direction.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much. All those in favor?
Work with Fred. I'll sign it.
Look forward to working with you, Ms. Lady. Remember, you can work with me all the time.
Good job, good job.
I know.
All right.
I can't.